Welcome, Mr. Mack, and nice to have you. We just start with the first question. If you were the new Minister of Economy and Climate Protection, what would be the first thing you would initiate?
Great question. I think there's a lot of things we would like to change, and we actually put together a manifesto listing those. But if I were to pick one as a first priority, it would be changing the way that consumer protection is managed. I think throughout the Energiewende, we've talked a lot about the need for new renewables, the need for changes to the way we manage energy, but we've really neglected the consumer and consumer protection. So the first thing I would do is change the current setup where you have consumer protection distributed among 7 different organizations and move that into a single organization with full responsibility for protecting consumers, protecting them from being kicked out of their supply contracts and to the Grundversorger, and protecting them from price hikes, often of 50 or 100% or more, and lots of other bad behavior that we see in the energy market where consumers get treated as an afterthought or a profit center by suppliers.
You talked about the energy market and the very high prices at this moment. What do you think is going wrong in the energy market at this time, and how does Octopus Energy want to contribute?
So I think the catalyst has been the rapid rise in gas prices, partly an economic issue and partly a political issue. But what that's done is really exposed some bad practices and bad management in the energy market. We've seen suppliers who've basically been betting with customers' money, betting on energy prices staying low or even falling, and promising customers a fixed term price contract. And then when they're unable to deliver that because they haven't hedged their energy appropriately, then they're simply able to kick those customers out and send them to the Grundversorger. And indeed, some energy suppliers have even gone bankrupt as a result. So that shouldn't be allowed to happen, and the rules need to change to make that much more difficult. What can we contribute in that environment? Well, we take a much more cautious approach. We fully hedge all our energy needs for our customers. And that means we can offer customers low prices that will stay low, with no threat that we will ever be in a position where we need to be kicking customers out.
Let's talk about another thing, about digitalization, perhaps about the very problematic rollout of the smart meters in Germany. What do you think about digitalization of the energy market in Germany, and perhaps what makes you optimistic?
Yeah. So in terms of a mass rollout of smart meters in Germany, I'm pretty pessimistic. I think we won't see the kind of rollout that you've seen, say, for example, in the UK, where we now have millions of people with smart meters. That just simply isn't going to happen in Germany for various reasons. But I think we need to face the reality that that's not coming, and that isn't going to be the path that works for Germany. What will work is a much more selective rollout of smart meters, focused on those people for whom it makes the most sense. So people with solar panels on their roofs, people with a battery in home, people with a car charger, and that's where we'll be pushing ahead with the smart meter rollout. But I think there's a broader digitization picture which will benefit the vast majority of customers in a much shorter space of time. And that's really digitizing the processes that a lot of customers don't see, the market communication processes, the billing processes, the customer experience. And I think that can really save customers a lot of money and give them a much better experience. And that's where we focused with building out our Kraken software platform. And as we save money by using Kraken, that means lower energy prices for consumers.
Mr. Mack, thank you very much. Hope to see you at the next Energiegipfel of the Handelsblatt next year.
Thank you. I look forward to it.